lost. There's always a hope. Rise and fight.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the BSL16. We are finally in the round of 6, and today joining me is my good friend, Captain America, Mr. WCG Virginia winner multiple time, Nyoken himself. What's up, Dan? How you doing, man?
What's up? I'm doing good. I'm excited for these games because we've got a killer on the right side. Which one's the right? This one's the right killer over here, XiaoShuai. But we have Qiao, who I actually thought was going to be eliminated because he was like 1-4 or 2-4 going into the last day, and somehow he's made it out. And doesn't matter how far down you are in the bracket, you can, if you have good days, string them together, he could go pretty far up. And I think he's got a good shot. He's been playing quite well in the past couple days or for the past couple weeks.
Absolutely, man. I gotta say I'm one of those folks who kind of started counting him out. He maybe didn't have the best score at the start, going into the round of 8. But man, he strung together a few big ones. Notably, I was very surprised when he defeated Oya, because I consider Oya to be just one of those pinnacle Protoss of the foreign scene, especially PvP. And so for QiaoGege to take, a strong series off him, it was a little bit of a shocker and kind of a wake-up call to the rest of the remaining players here. But, he's going to need to, once again, pull something out here because he's facing off against XiaoShuai. I still would favor XiaoShuai here. In ZVP, we've seen him pull out, quite a few tactics here, but at the same time just kind of have pretty refined, standardized Zerg versus Protoss. He's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with here.
XiaoShuai, I think he even beat Dewalt. What was it, 2-1 or 2-0? So obviously his Zerg versus Protoss is very good. One thing I noticed observing him play, though, was he seems to really favor mutas, and I'm sure Qiao is aware of that. As an outsider looking in, I would think to myself, okay, if I get to mid-game, I need to build a lot of Corsairs. And as long as my Corsair count is relatively high the majority of the game, I think he'll do very well versus Qiao, because there are games that I'm watching XiaoShuai and I'm like, okay, we're in a good spot, but then he builds like 20 mutas and I'm like, wow, if these get stormed or maelstrommed or whatever, aren't we kinda dead? That's my opinion looking from the outside. Now, this is interesting, Machine. How is Circuit Breakers banned first? That's my favorite map, and you gonna do me like this? Just instantly get it off the table?
Get it off the table, says QiaoGege. I don't blame him, man. Like, Protoss versus Zerg on that map, like, anytime you're forced to start off with an early mineral only, it's probably a good call, but I still wish we got to see it. As is, we still have a pretty solid map pool selected from these two. It's going to be Butter to kick things off, Silford into Vermeer, Nemesis, and then if it goes to Game 5, it will be Powerbomb here. But yeah, those first 3 maps are really going to be the ones that kind of set the tone here. Obviously, in a best of 5, if QiaoGege were to run away with something like the first 3 games, you could close it out. But Butter, I'd say a pretty strong map for both sides of the matchup. Silford here, I'm always going to call out that Zerg vs Protoss 973 opener as being quite strong on the map. And then Vermeer, at least we should absolutely be getting to a Vermeer game, get to see these players, play more of a late game kind of style there once we get to set 3. But we could also be getting ahead of ourselves. It could be double proxy in the middle. So
it could be. Well, are you surprised that Nemesis got through? Because I think, what was it, Sziky's like the only Zerg that actually has a victory on there, and it was an insane game, like actually ridiculous. Yet, again, we see a Zerg player picking it, XiaoShuai.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, that was a miraculous comeback, first off, from Sziky on the map. But it kind of shows that, like, if you're able to, have that good multitasking, that good drop harass, like, be diligent about tearing down eggs and assimilators, which is very unique, right? Not a lot of maps really have those mechanics kind of built into them. So it might just be like a preference thing as far as XiaoShuai has practiced the map a lot, and I'm certain that the majority of folks are, have honestly removed that on ladder as far as Nemesis. So I think he's just kind of playing to what he would consider are some of his strengths here. So I kind of hope we get to a game 4, obviously, and I hope we get to see what he has planned.
Yeah, and I think also, since even I know that this guy is Mutaman, that's going to be a good unit comp, or a good unit to be building on a map where you've got 2 middle bases that are really hard to get to by ground. And we are ready with game 1. So it's time for Qiao versus XiaoShuai on Butter.
And spawning top right as the Protoss player picking purple from China, it is QiaoGege.
And in the bottom right, a very deadly Zerg also representing China, it is XiaoShuai.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Muta right off the bat here from XiaoShuai. I think both these players have obviously seen enough of each other's playstyles at this point. I wouldn't really expect anything ridiculous from either. Likely no cannon rush from Qiao, likely no, ridiculously early pool from XiaoShuai. I think we're just gonna get right into like a 5-6 hatch Spire Muta opener from XiaoShuai, and there's plenty of openings on this map to obviously harass both mineral lines, but also prevent any kind of early Corsair drop play by having such early, Scourge Muta on a map like this. It just always seems to be Spire play here. The distance from natural to natural is so far that you don't see a ton of like Hydra pressure on this map in particular.
Okay, also something that I've learned from casting with Scan is when you've got cannons vertically, they tend to shoot farther than horizontal cannons. So for example, if you were mid-left on Silford, it would be harder for you to defend a Hydra bust, whereas top-middle here on Butter, you can have a little bit more range. It's going to be more difficult for XiaoShuai to get damage done with the Hydras. Now we've got the probe with, of course, the first hit machine. Does the drone ever get the first hit?
It does if you're Sziky. But not. I mean, it seems rare. I could tell you my drone definitely doesn't. But yeah, I mean, he's just being diligent with that probe control. It's definitely something that you find quite annoying from top level Protosses, right? If you're facing off against Bonyth, you might have to send 2-3 drones to your natural, just to push off the single probe. But yeah, we see XiaoShuai only 2 lings, so really maximizing that eco. Actually, not even trying to chase after the probe. I'm not sure what he wants to get done with these 2 lings here. It looks like there might be a late cannon. No, cannon should be in time. Yeah, I guess he just wants to get out on the map here. Probe still harassing that natural, though.
Of course he is, and I think he might actually die this time. And I think the purpose of those lings was, hey, I'm sending them across the map, you better have a cannon. Because if Protoss gets away with Forge, Nexus, gate before cannon, you're just scaling so hard. So I like the move out with the Lings, regardless whether it commits or not. And now it's going to come back and clear the probe out. And that probe is quite low, so it can die. And it does die. And XiaoShuai, he's a very sneaky player. There are some players where even if you kill the drone or kill the probe, you're like, well, this guy generally plays pretty normal. I'm not too worried. But look at the bottom of XiaoShuai's base. Is that a Hydra Den? Of course it is.
Wow, yeah, you're right. Removing that vision, I mean, this is always an option. You know, I like the fact that you pointed out, you know, it is vertical positions here, so not the easiest positions to really get damage done with those early Hydra, but you know, I think just the map in general inherently tries to play more for Spire Tech, so there's a good shot that QiaoGege doesn't expect this coming at all.
Yeah, and this is 3 hatch Hydra. It's not 973, so this is going to hit extremely fast. Hydra speed is already about halfway done. I'm always curious when the Hydras will start getting pumped out, whether this is going to be an all-in, and the answer is I do see a few Lings being built. I think that's just to disguise that this is 3 hatch Hydra right now. He doesn't want to say like, oh, I'm just going straight Hydras. You know, he wants to have some Lings to push these Zealots back. And that Zealot is sneaky. It's all the way on the left side, but he needs to get across the map ASAP if he wants to catch this in time.
Citadel building at the natural here. Zealot actually falling back. You know, it did force out some Lings, so these are at least not drones. But at the same time, QiaoGege wants to be safe, wants to, you know, make sure he's not throwing away that early Hydra or that early Zealot as well. But we already have good drone count, and the Hydralisks are on the way here for XiaoShuai. We're not seeing any additional cannons following up at the natural, and there is quite a bit of a gap between that solo cannon and the wall. So, you know, if this doesn't get scouted out early enough, he could absolutely lose that forward forge and gateway.
Well, this does seem to be the 973 because we've got the exact amount of workers that you're looking for. It's 22 with 3 on the gas, and we have the first few Hydras moving out. But this blind counter of, wow, actually he has a Stargate and a Citadel. Somehow I missed that, but that was a 430 Citadel. I thought that was an instant Citadel, but apparently not the case. So the Corsair may actually be able to get an Overlord kill.
Yeah, that's big. I thought he was gonna end up rushing the Hydras straight in to try to save that Overlord, but that's not the case. Looks like he'll at least save the second Overlord, but the jig is up here. QiaoGege should know what's coming, but we're still not seeing XiaoShuai get on top of this wall.
Yeah, well, that Overlord was a massive supply block, just now becoming unsupply blocked at a moment where he was looking to bust. Surprisingly, there's really not very much for Qiao. I still think even XiaoShuai, if he went right now, could bust because it's just 1 gate, 1 cannon. Zealots are going to hold the ground here, but they're not going to hold for very long.
Whoa.
This could be a real bust.
Yeah, 3 Zerglings still remaining. Cannons are finally falling in here. We're hearing the Corsairs picking off a solo Overlord from behind, so it looks like with some probe losses, QiaoGege going to stabilize, but that +1 will absolutely be cancelled here. Yeah, oh, never mind!
Maybe not. Yeah, the Cape Man, the Cape Crusader, he's trying to save the day. It's so dangerously low. I think he's still going to get it, but he's going to lose a lot of Hydras to get that. Now, of course, losing +1 is massive, but he did lose like 5 additional Hydras, which is not negligible.
Yeah, absolutely not. Lost the Overlords on his way over as well. Both Corsairs still alive. So he's got to stabilize. He's got to make sure he has at least an Overlord at the 3rd, and then we'll likely just see XiaoShuai drone from here. We're seeing QiaoGege has doubled the worker count.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say, is I still like Qiao's position right now. He's got basically the sweet spot of workers. He needs like 1 more cycle. 42 is really freaking good, and then he can just spam units all day long. And we know that this Zerg, yes, he has a decent chunk of Hydras now, but you know he wants the power. You know he's also gonna have to get up his lair, so there's no lurkers anywhere. So, you know, if he goes into 8 gate, that's gonna be a real hard thing to deal with. Or he could just take a 3rd base because he's gonna have so much production.
No lair yet on the way here for XiaoShuai. I'm also very surprised at how forward his Hydralisks are especially knowing there's DTs and Corsairs out on the map. If this double DT runs into the third here, this could do some serious damage.
Yeah, there's 3 Hydras. The drones. Oh man, he led with the hurt DT. That's unfortunate because I think he could have won that fight, but instead he only gets 1 kill on the drones. He does lose one of his DTs also, so that is a big deal. And of course, that one's damaged. That means it's not really going to be a factor with harassment, most likely. We do have the Gateway Flood finally now. What's this? He's trying to push into 4 cannons?
And Storm, yeah. Oh, Storm just now starting. I mean, if he gets on these Templar, that's big. This will be worth it. Yeah, I think you'd take that trade 10 times out of 10 if you're XiaoShuai. Wow.
Heck yeah. I was not expecting that at all. That's one of those moments where it's like I'm playing Terran versus Protoss. I got siege mode, and I've got a bunker, and they just like run in with the goons, and it's like, wait, what? Don't you see that I have all this? But he got those very expensive units, and of course, if those are the ones that were banking energy, that makes it even more worth.
Still, this third base is very vulnerable. Wow, Storm is just behind, unfortunately. These 3 cannons, I mean, the Templar are there just to scare these Hydras, but unfortunately, it's not happening.
Yeah, they don't
care. Cannons falling.
He's not dead, but he took a lot of damage.
Yeah, that was some very serious damage. I'm still surprised at this aggression out of XiaoShuai. Knowing there's DT on the map, knowing there's Corsair. Yeah, there's no units here at this third still. Oh, yeah. Come on. You click a drone, dude.
Doesn't get it. It was just bugging out, man.
Yeah, I guess we got to chalk that up to XiaoShuai's drone control there. That was nuts. But still, I mean, QiaoGege threatening out on the map, just kind of getting a little extra distraction here. Oh, that's a lot of zealots now, though.
Yeah, that's a get the hell out of my base amount of zealots, dude. Because he's running at you, and they are pissed. But somehow, XiaoShuai just has surprisingly so many Hydras.
I guess that's a get the hell out of the middle of the map amount of Hydras. Oh man. Yeah, XiaoShuai once again just really focusing on this contain. There's still just the solo D. Oh, nice. I thought that was a really good reaction on the Storm, but no Hydras fell there. Dang, okay. Second forge in the main.
It's getting a bit scary now for Chao. Yes, he has 8 gate, but supplies are pretty close. The Hydra count is insane. The lair count is, the lair is done. And the drone count has now surpassed the probe count. So Zerg is just going to have massive econ. And look at that. Of course, there's the Spire with banked up gas. But the Corsairs critically will spot this. So he should know that this is going to be a Muta switch to try and catch those Templars.
Gets the Overlord as well and gets out. These same 2 Corsairs have been doing so much work here for QiaoGege. I mean, that critically scouts the Spire, as you mentioned. He can at least have a little extra lead time here to, change to the composition he'll need to handle that. So QiaoGege still making some good decisions here. Oh, it looks like he's also starting to add in more Dragoon heavy tech as well. But man, look at those supplies.
Yeah, I really hope that we see Chao get a Dark Archon, because you know that this guy is going to be building a lot of mutas. Maybe now that the Spire got scouted, he's not going to build it initially. Maybe it was a mind game. Okay, well, there's some. But yeah, you know that this guy's building mutas. And we didn't see the Stargate blinking, so there's not going to be any more Corsairs. So if you're not going to build more Corsairs, Dark Archon seems like a fantastic choice. But so far, I haven't seen a Dark Archon anywhere. It is just goons and a couple of Corsairs.
Yeah, I like the Corsair build here. Instead of having to spend the extra gas to add in like a Dark Archon. I mean, Dark Archons can be great if you catch Zerg out of position with it, but sometimes it still can be so difficult to hit that Maelstrom on a group of Muta.
Well, we do have Protoss moving out, but this is Mutas on the high ground, man. Or Hydras on the high ground, and it's a lot. And look at how scared he is to move these Templars, just because he knows that these Mutas are sitting there and waiting. Now, it is 3 Corsairs versus 8 Mutas, so he's got to be careful, and that was perfect control from XiaoShuai right there, eliminating one of the Corsairs.
Yeah, we've said it time and time again, man. It's just a big part of his play is this muta control. He controls them at a level not a whole lot of foreign Zergs can, to say the least.
Well, here we go. This is going to be the big engagement. I think that this could be a mistake from XiaoShuai because there's so many Templars here. But right now, he's already killed off like 3 or 4 Zealots for free. The Corsairs get a little vision, and we do have an engage. That's a good storm. There's like 5 more storms available. These Templars have so much energy, and those are hitting so many Hydras on the left side. But the high ground is creating this angle for Zerg where the goons can't all get up there. What are those mutas doing?
They probably got shot by something, but yeah, they're. It looks like the mutas are doing a little bit of eco damage at the same time. The Corsairs not going to be backing up, I guess. One will. This could be big damage here.
Yep, that Corsair's
from XiaoShuai.
And if he gets that, if he gets that robo, you know, if lurkers come out, we're not going to have the ability to build any more observers. Luckily, the muta count's only at 4 right now for Chow, so he's not going to lose probes to a one-shot. Now that's speaking of a one-shot, see you later. 9 Hydras or so, and this is a lot of goons and a lot of more storm available.
Yeah, the storms have been on point here from QiaoGege. There's not much of a rally, though, to be said for QiaoGege, though, so he's got to get the killing blow done here with these units he has remaining. Hydra's trailing in, though, from the 3rd and 4th base, and it looks like XiaoShuai is going to have just enough to hold here.
Yeah, unfortunately for Chow, like half his zealots were, or all of his zealots were not helping the goons, so there was this attack that was just not synced up, and now despite XiaoShuai being down supply, he's going to hold this, and he's not even going to lose his critical +2 weapon upgrade, which is huge. Zealot's going to try and jump on this lurker, but the lurker's going to deal so much damage. I don't think Chow's going to push through here, and Zerg's just going to go into the mid and late game with a massive worker and econ advantage. He even got his 4th base up and running at mid left. But Chow's relentless. He's continuing to push the issue here. That's a lot of overlords that could supply block XiaoShuai.
Yeah, those overlords absolutely out of position here. No lurkers left as well, so these zealots will be allowed to trade very effectively. I don't know. I'm like you. A second ago, I was like, okay, XiaoShuai's held this finally, you know, and he's obviously done so much eco damage with those mutas. But QiaoGege just doing a great job with his rally.
Yeah, somehow this is not going as I expected at all. It's just non-stop zealots. And okay, finally Zerg is hitting critical mass with those Hydras, but another great storm. But I think that's the only remaining storm there.
Should make an Archon. DT gonna be walking inside the main as well. Looks like the left side Hydras have been split off. Ooh, Lurker falls. Does get a kill for it though.
All those Zealots are going to die at the left side, but Chow, that's an amazing storm, and he's going to take down about 6 drones, but I still don't even think that's enough damage done, because now XiaoShuai is going to stabilize. His +2 weapon is complete. Also, Chow is kind of fizzled out in terms of the Zealots. However, Hatchery does fall.
I mean, this is terrible eco damage here to XiaoShuai. Yes, his worker count still somehow is ahead, but I mean, he's not mining at the natural at all. There's still a Zealot, I believe, in the main base of XiaoShuai as well. Oh, never mind. I lied. But it's doing some, I mean, just so much damage here. If you're Zerg, given that start, you gotta be feeling a little questionable here on your position.
Yeah, this I didn't realize that XiaoShuai's supply had plummeted as far as it did, sitting at just 60, where 40 of it is in drones. That's really not a lot of army to be fighting with. The storm goes down. That was a good follow-up storm. He's going to clutch the Archon. And this actually, if these are goons coming in, this game might end, because I think there would be critical mass, but no, it is just Zealots and 4 Templars, and I don't think that this will be enough.
I think Templars are scarier than goons, to be honest with you. I would be a little worried about with these like 4 more Templar walking in here. That's potentially 4 storms and 2 Archons.
Yeah, and did you see Protoss's upgrades? Protoss has 2 too. Actually, Chow might have done it because his upgrades are so ridiculous, and he's going to have like 6 Templars in a second, and we are starting to see goons mixed in here. Also, he has his 3rd base up and running, so even though the probe count is kind of questionable right now, at least it's going to be efficient mining for him.
XiaoShuai's also put himself in a position where he can play from here. He's had that 4th base, if not mining, but at least the positioning of it for quite a bit now. Ooh, nice obs pick up there. Only 1 obs left here for XiaoShuai, and he does have the lurkers he needs to stabilize here. But it looks like Qiao going to try to go in here. Overlord gets stormed. Now there's no way to pick off that Overlord, or that Observer rather. Another Archon being morphed.
Yep, and these Hydras are trying to get some free kills, but they're not able to find an isolated Templar or isolated Archon or anything. But really good micro on both sides. That's a great storm. Hits the Lurker and a couple of Hydras. Both sides just posturing.
Yeah, I like the way Qiao's doing this. He's not overcommitting, right? He's just kind of using his energy, getting efficient trades, and he's fine with just sitting there. You know, he doesn't need to engage into lurkers. He's just really trying to get efficient trades with the Templars and the Storms, and I think it went pretty well for him there.
Yeah, I think Qiao just found mid left, and if he goes there and kills that base, I think Qiao's got the game, because Zerg is just it just doesn't have critical mass anymore. And actually, XiaoShuai's going for a counterattack, but if this dies, I think he just loses. Like, he has to win with this attack, because Protoss is already at your base, dude. Like, he's sitting here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's just trying to make the game messy here because he realizes he could die. Probes are getting on top of those Hydras, but there's not enough Zerg left here. It's only 2 lurkers.
Yeah, and even though Qiao, I think Qiao actually saved top right, but even if he lost top right, I think he's just pushing into victory with this army. The probes, now this could get weird. If somehow XiaoShuai stabilizes, Protoss may lose his entire worker. Oh, actually, those eggs got killed, and the lurkers aren't able to get into the mineral line at all. And somehow QiaoGege brings this back.
Yeah, man. Given that start too, this was looking like Owl XiaoShuai at the beginning. So he's got to be feeling great with how this game went right now.
Yeah, I thought for sure that Zerg had this game. Especially after he killed those 2 Templars. He had the bus, which nullified +1. He had this weird, like, secondary, third Hydra timing where it forced Protoss to build, like, upwards of 8 additional more cannons. Yet somehow, not enough to overcome the onslaught. Yeah, the Mutas also did good damage, shutting down that mineral line.
Yeah, I thought XiaoShuai set himself up for a victory here, but, I mean, QiaoGege just staying persistent and really pulled this one back. Looks like, you know, XiaoShuai still trying to fight for his life here, though. Going to transfer those drones to his 4th base. He's still got 4 hatcheries remaining. Going to be forced to rebuild some tech here. And yeah, I think he's just kind of collecting his thoughts at this point.
Yep. He's evaluating where it went wrong. What does he need to do in game 2? Because this game is 100% over. This is half of the Protoss army, and it can just steamroll every other base. And this was just well done. Just, I thought for sure he's dead. So, Qiao, he's going to put a point on the board for him. We are just waiting for the GG. I don't know if 36 is able to overcome 110 supply. There it is.
Yeah, GG is called there. Well done from QiaoGege to start things off. You know, we said it. He's for whatever reason an easy player to underestimate. But man, he just keeps proving us wrong time and time again here. XiaoShuai though, you know, he played pretty well himself. Obviously, he had a good lead at the start of that one. And has the potential to kind of close things out here. So we'll have to see what he adjusts, here going into game 2.
Yeah, QiaoGege might have been sandbagging in the round of 8 because there was like 2 seasons ago, I forget the name of the Terran. It was like XiaoShuai or something like that. Xuan, maybe it was Xuan. And like he was meching every game, Terran versus Zerg, and then once he gets to round of 8 or round of 4 or whatever it was, all of a sudden he's playing Bio. I'm like, wait, what? You're not a Bio? Weren't you just a mech guy? Didn't you just play this every game? And then his Bio looked better than his mech. And I'm like, why aren't we just pulling that out in the earlier stages? So maybe Qiao, he's got stuff up his sleeve, because this was not the Qiao I remember from 3 weeks ago. Like, he was done, man. I thought he was out 100%, yet here he is, getting game 1.
Yeah, getting game one against a solid competitor here, man. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised once again at his play. It's just getting better and better. Seems to be evolving, and yeah. But yeah, it's Silford. After seeing the 973 from XiaoShuai game one, it could be just an even stronger map for him to open something like a 973, and we saw how well it did for him at the start, right? We were questioning even a kill early on, breaking down the wall, tearing down those cannons, picking off those early Templar. So QiaoGege going to need to button up that early game if XiaoShuai goes for something similar here on Silford.
Well, you know what I'm curious about now, Machine, is we've talked about XiaoShuai's deadly Zerg versus Protoss, but unless I'm mistaken, what does that QiaoGege stat say for Zerg?
Yeah, 100. 100.
Does he just not lose? Now I'm thinking, like, do I need to go back to this round of 8 and see, like, what games did he actually win? Okay, he did lose to XiaoShuai, but oh no, wait, what? This bracket is so hard to read, man. I can't remember exactly who he actually beat.
Yeah, no. I do remember. Okay, and Oya. Yeah, when he beat Oya, I was very shocked, but obviously that's PvP. But he just has incredible control, like, all around. I think his storms were kind of the highlight of last game, right? Anytime XiaoShuai tried to capitalize on an opportunity in the mid-map or pressuring in, the storms were just on point. And it's not always easy to click those little floaty cape guys,
Yeah,
but,
it isn't.
With this, we know our game number 2 is ready, folks. It's going to be Silford QiaoGege going up against XiaoShuai. And spawning 12 o'clock as the Black Zerg, it is XiaoShuai.
Yep, and in the brown in the mid left, it is QiaoGege.
So, Silford, man, I keep saying it. I love this map for 973. Obviously, that's in the arsenal here for XiaoShuai, but also a great map for mutas, right? There's kind of that high ground neutral positioning between main and natural. It's easy to pick off Templar. Great map for drop play, early like lurker drop styles for Zerg, as well as Templar drops for Protoss. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of opportunity for both these players to kind of get after it here.
And we got the interception of the probe, man. He's gonna get that first scout off, and that's gonna obligate XiaoShuai into some type of early pool. If he had 12 hatch planned, well, that's just not gonna happen this time around.
Yeah, definitely not. But he makes the right correction there, obviously, going for that overpool. We remember at the start of this, we were kind of bragging about QiaoGege's probe control, blocking that natural for so long. I wonder if we could expect to see something similar here. Ooh, 2 shots, hasn't taken a single shot yet. Ooh, gets the mining the mineral off, pulls it. Wow. Insult to injury there.
Yeah. That probe is a menace, man. And don't forget, just because they're on the other side of the mineral patch, don't mean they can't shoot through, Machine. I've seen probe with 0 range somehow shoot through a mineral and snipe an SCV or a drone, and we do have that probe at the natural. And for now, can he block it?
He's barely gonna block it. Probe does have less, shield here. So, man, this is so annoying. I feel for XiaoShuai right now because I would just be on mega tilt. But the hatchery finally does go down. Looks like 2 lings, I think, once again, from XiaoShuai. So really kind of favoring that early eco. I love it. And obviously this is a Forge into Nexus opener from QiaoGege.
Yep.
I remember...
Oh, fast gas!
I feel like that cannon could be late. Nope, it's on time. It's going to be closer.
Yeah, this is the exact same build from last game, which was Forge, Nexus, Cannon, Gate. And it is just 2 Lings from XiaoShuai again. Meanwhile, this gas is a little bit faster than last game. And we've got the 3rd hatch going down at mid-right. And this has got the ramp. It's got more patches. It's also got a gas. So at some point in the game, I'm sure he will be using that gas to put into his patented Mutalisk.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think it's just the better call overall. I really like, high ground third bases as a Zerg player, just because, it doesn't take nearly as much to hold. You can always block the ramp. Obviously, the gas is a big bonus. Doesn't really limit what openers you can have. So yeah, I think this is a good decision here from XiaoShuai. It's going to be a little bit further away from his mineral only as far as defending against early Zealot pressure or anything like that early on DT play. But no big deal. Probe going to... Nope, I lied.
Oh,
yeah,
there we go.
does scout the 3rd base, it looks like.
Yeah, I thought he was actually going to start going bottom right or something and completely miss it, because there are games where people scout, and I'm doing air quotes right now, and they don't really scout. It's like, well, what was the purpose of that? You didn't get anything. But that he does confirm it, which is nice. And we do have the Zealot pulling away from the probe, so he's heading over to mid right and drawing the Lings out of position. That's great for QiaoGege right now.
Yeah, it definitely is, but it looks like he does have some additional Zerglings in production. Likely saw that Zealot move out and is, planning on getting on top of it. So yeah, Zealot going to go towards the mineral only here. I think he meant to go to the natural and he kind of got caught out, so now he's just gonna sit behind the mineral here. Probably a good call.
Yeah, and I would like to get like a look into QiaoGege's main, because we know last game he had like a 430 Citadel despite going Stargate, but I don't see Citadel anywhere, so this is going to be a little bit slower. He didn't actually use that Citadel last game, really. Like, he didn't go for a super fast leg speed. He didn't super rush Templars. This is going to be more like I imagine, like 5-minute Citadel, 5:30 Citadel, something around there. And we do have 4th hatch going up for XiaoShuai at mid-right. And Spire, I think, started in the main.
Yeah, it's likely, we saw the such an early layer timing. Yeah, so it is Spire. We're getting that 4th, likely a 5th hatchery down here soon. Yep, looks like it's about to go down. And I wonder what this is going to be. No second gas yet still, but he could obviously just go Scourge, continue droning, get his 6 hatcheries, and go into like a 6 hatch opener from there. Ooh, it looks like it's air armor. So this is likely going to be Muta play.
Yeah, I think it's going to be I think it's the 5 mutas to shut down the mineral line, and then just evaluate whether he's going to build more or not. He's just not getting his nat gas. Going to be getting his 3rd gas. Probably not right now, but in a couple minutes. But we do have a standoff right there. You saw that Zealot and Ling. Damn, that is menacing, man. Do you really want to fight into that? Look at him.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But it's given some pretty valuable scouting info to QiaoGege here. He's able to see the natural gas timing. If any muta are made, it's going to be shown. Ooh, wow.
Oh
no. That's big damage.
That was a big mistake. I guess those Lings thought that the guy had his hands out to give him a back massage or something. But that was definitely not the case there. He took down 3 Lings and two drones, and that really hurts. And Chao's again at the sweet spot of probes, man. Just flood those gates in, man. I want to see the onslaught of Protoss.
Yeah, I want to see it too, man. That was big damage done just by a single Zealot here, and it looks like QiaoGege is capitalizing already. There are mutas being built, though, from XiaoShuai. Maybe if he's able to turn around a little more economic damage of his own. Looks like more than 5. I think that's like going to be 7 or 8, something like that. Maybe I'm miscounting. At least 5 mutas. So, yeah. A couple Scourge as well.
Yeah, 5 is what you're looking for to one-shot those probes. And I like the cannon placement. Oh, that's interesting. We've actually got an Archon. So I guess he's anticipating that this could be mass muta, because you're really not morphing your first couple Templars for an Archon. So if this does actually turn into Mass Muta, Ser, Archon, Zealot, this is going to be basically impossible for Zerg to hold. Now, we've got the harassment into the natural, but really not much damage at all. We've got also 5 Zealots, plus the Archon moving to mid right now. Look at that, SimCity. There's no way this is going to get any damage done.
He could. I mean, if he runs past the Sunken, maybe. But it looks like, yeah, going to get scouted here and opting to back off.
This,
yeah.
Machine, is this a Lingman? Is this heavy upgrade Lingman? Because that's double evolution chamber over there. And we've got mass Sunkens, and I don't really see, like, XiaoShuai building units to, you know, get out onto the map. This looks like I'm camping and saying, hey, I just want to kill you with Hive.
Yeah, but I mean, what 4th base is he going to take to camp? I'm a little shocked. If he had the other natural, I think it would be a better position for him. But who knows? We'll see. It's obviously Lingman. We're seeing the melee upgrade. Ooh, Muta's doing some good damage to the natural here. But yeah, I don't know. This could be a tough positioning here for XiaoShuai.
Yeah, Sunkens are good, but Zealots I guess don't care about 2 Sunkens. They're just going to take down that hatchery. And that's definitely a good pickoff. That's going to be a lot of larva that XiaoShuai actually just never has. Now, QiaoGege is starting to approach ridiculous amounts of probes. So if he's going to go up to this amount of probe count, I want to see a 3rd hatch or a 3rd base come down pretty soon. He should also realize that, hey, this guy's just mega camping. So if you're going to just mega camp, you either need to go kill him, which I don't see him flooding more gates, or you need to just expand yourself.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm thinking here. There's nothing stopping QiaoGege from, you know, taking the 3rd base right outside his natural here. I think the only thing stopping him is he's just confused. This is an odd build given the situation from XiaoShuai. So I think he's expecting drop.
Yeah, he's like, dude, you're just sitting there. You're just sitting there in an arc. Like, you got to be doing something. So he's spending all this money in his main, making sure that he doesn't get caught by a drop. But now he's going to move out and get his 3rd base. He could probably even double expand, because by now there should have been a drop, and it would be critical if he can like hit an Overlord and see if they even have speed. Because if there's no speed, then of course there can never be a drop. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, if he's that afraid of drop, I would almost wish he would just start powering Corsairs again, right? He sees that the Muta count's low. I mean, it would kind of counter the drop. It would also counter the low count of Muta.
That's a Templar right there, Machine.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's that can deal a lot of damage. I've seen some recent games where a Templar just comes out of nowhere with a storm. You're feeling good as Zerg. You're like, damn, I caught him completely undefended, and then boom, the thunder.
The thunder, man. Drops the thunder. I mean, he was so good about it last game as well, right? His storms were just on point. Wow, looks like a big lurker swell out of XiaoShuai here. I mean, do you go for the mineral only here? It looks like we're seeing unit movement bottom right. So maybe XiaoShuai is going to try to take the other main?
Yeah, he might. He's going to have Hive, or I think he already has Hive. He's going to have Crackling pretty soon. And that's something to point out, which... oh, what?
Greater Spire.
We're going to have Guardians, and we saw this in a Nemesis game. Remember that wild one where it was like... Remember I was talking about, is this Guardian Devour? What's this? And it actually was Guardians.
I mean, there's a lot of, like, neutral ground area to get, you know, the Guardians over high ground and pick off probes and mineral lines, so... Maybe it's not a bad call here if he can get behind the 3rd or something like that, even behind the natural with some Guardians.
Yeah, I think that those Scourge were poking in earlier to see if they were actually being more Corsairs produced, and he saw that there weren't. So Greater Spire would be great. It should shut down the natural for quite a long time. And I do like how QiaoGege has started upgrading shields, because people never upgrade shields for whatever reason. It's always the last thing. It's going to help his buildings. It's also going to help his Archons. He's got a decent amount of gas. He's going to go into 4 gas pretty soon with taking that 4th base.
Yeah, he's picked off that drone trying to expand bottom right. Also got a couple Overlords for his trouble as well. There we go. Guardian Morph over the natural. That's going to be pretty painful with no Dark Archon, no Corsair. You know, it'll kind of bring Protoss down by one more base here for a little bit.
Yeah, we don't even know if did Protoss even get weapon upgrade on his Corsairs. We know that Zerg does. No, he didn't. Zerg has armor already, so this is gonna be 3 armor guardians versus Corsairs with no upgrades. So when I tell you that these guardians don't care about these Corsairs, I mean I really mean it. They are just gonna be like, wait, what? I don't care. I'm shutting down this base, man.
Yeah. Wait, is someone shoot me? Is that a that a gnat?
What's that? Yeah,
a mosquito on my shoulder here.
Well, he will care about that though. That's a lot of damage.
That was a massive storm, man, from QiaoGege. He's just so good at it. He is securing a 4th base at the same time, but Crack fully locked in here for XiaoShuai, and we're starting to see some of these Zergling trades going pretty well for him.
Yeah, and these Lings are heavily upgraded. They're already at 1-1. They're going to be at 2-2 pretty soon. Now, Protoss is no slouch on the upgrades either. He's going to go into, yep, there it is, the shield upgrade in +3 in just a second. So he's definitely got a lot of upgrades. And look at that, he instantly goes in to his follow-up. Oh, actually, I think that was, wait, what? Did he not have +3? He just started +3.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I guess it was shield before. A little bit of a mistake, but oh well. What can you do? We do have Defiler out now, it looks like, finally from XiaoShuai. Consume's done. I mean, look at how good of a plague that would be right on that Protoss army. He's just fully stacked up here. It's purely Zealot Dragoon for the most part. So
yeah,
plague would be huge.
There's like not very much AoE in this army. That's 2 Templars machine. That's nothing. Where's the Ketchup, man? Ketchup just ends this attack instantly.
Ooh.
Lings sitting under the Dark Swarm, so that means that the goons aren't going to be that effective, but the Storm was ridiculous.
Yeah, the Zerglings got wrecked there. This is a lot of lurkers, though, and remember, now the Protoss army is a little softened up, but I don't know, actually.
I think this base is dead. This is 200 supply Protoss versus 110, and Zerg's just counterattacking. If there's a Zealot on hold position at the ramp, okay, well, I guess this is going to get in now. Oh my god, Dark Swarm is going to cover both. Yeah, you hate to see that. And this base is probably dead.
Yeah, this base is dead for sure. 2 more lurkers coming in as well.
Well, maybe not. Those Lings, they just went off to the side instead of sitting on the Nexus, and this base got saved.
Oh man, very nice save here from QiaoGege. I don't even think he needed to save that after killing the mineral only, but still, I mean, he's put himself in an even better position. I mean, we're seeing him up almost 80 supply at this point. I don't think he even needs to attack. He should just take a 5th now, right? Just put your army top left, get a cannon going there, and put down a Nexus.
Yeah, and there we go. That's shuttle with speed, and we're gonna have some harassment into the main. 4 DTs would be amazing.
Whoa.
Now I don't know about 4 Templars, but he is gonna go for some harassment. You like that? Okay.
Yeah, man. He's just gonna rain down some thunder, man. Here we go. I'm not seeing a ton of. Actually, I see a little bit of patrolling Scourge in the main. It looks like for XiaoShuai, but man, it's gonna be a tough one to pick. Oh, it's so close too. Isn't quite able to get on it. Yeah, here we go.
There we go. Shuts down that base. And he morphs an Archon. He's going to come in here for round 2. Try and get a storm off. Ew. No, he stormed his own. It's alright. He's still got half the line.
Ooh, I like the splitting off of a few units here to kind of buffer for the plague. Not letting himself get, you know, massive plagued at this point. And yeah, just, I mean, Zerg is in some serious trouble, obviously. I really just think QiaoGege needs to take another base.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Oh my gosh, that Archon, he's just standing there by himself doing work. Now, if you're Zerg here, what do you do? Like, can you even take another base? Like, what are you waiting for Max to do anything? Oh my god, that's Ultras, man.
Yeah, that is a lot of Ultras. Good storms going down, though, from QiaoGege, and he's got, you know, he's fighting under Dark Swarm. This is a good amount of Dragoons, not really able to add much to the fight here. But yeah, if you're XiaoShuai, you need another base, and you need it yesterday. Whether that's trying to take center or something else.
Oh, well, that was a really good play. And the comboed with the Lurkers, those Zealots are all going to get chewed up in what was a 200 supply to 120. There's the DT Zealot. Archon drop in the main, and that's what this attack was doing, is just buying time, creating a diversion. He's going to catch an Ultra. He does eat a Plague, but he's going to catch that Defiler too.
Wow.
Oh, it's still alive.
Yeah, this still alive in the main. And going to pick off the Defiler Mound as well. Man, this is just huge damage done from QiaoGege here. He's playing out of his mind, man. He's playing this so well.
Yeah, he's coming back with another drop. That's a dead hive now. He's just gonna focus that down unless the Archon gets popped, which it will. One hit.
26 HP. That's hilarious. Oh, I mean, he can get that next drop. Ooh, we got 3 more Storm Boys though, going in here on the last mining base, pretty much, of XiaoShuai.
Yeah, this is like all of his econ. Oh my, goodbye.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Of course he doesn't get hit by that Sunken, the finishing blow. If he doesn't, oh my gosh, he's there also. And if he doesn't use Shift Tab, man, you know, set the colors red and blue, like black and brown mixes in quite well. He may not actually realize that there's a Templar still just sitting there.
Yeah, he might not, honestly.
He just killed it right now.
Okay. Yeah, this is looking pretty rough here, man. I don't know what XiaoShuai needs to do to get back in this. He's at least got the mineral only, some kind of mining going down, but I mean, that was only 4 Templars traded for half his eco there. It was kind of crazy.
Well, that's a lot of ultras, but we need Plague and Darkstorm. They still don't have speed.
Yeah, I mean, his eco's just been suffering. I think he killed the Ultra Cavern as well. So he doesn't have the tech to really continue building any more Ultra at this point.
Yeah, I know that he killed the Defiler Mound. Not sure about the Ultralisk Cavern, but we've got Reavers now on the field, so that's going to be hard to deal with. He somehow is still not dead, though. Like, Qiao has not taken the whole map, so if there's some way to stabilize this game, I mean, it's, you know, not out of reality that Zerg couldn't come back, but this is really dire. Like, at this point, he has no map control, so the question to me becomes, okay, even if we get to late game, what base do I take as Zerg?
I mean, all of them. He needs to start just moving towards the left side of the map, I guess, because he is going to need all of these bases to keep up with the base count of QiaoGege at the moment. Oh no! Looks like drop going off in the main, picking off that hive, and then Defiler ended up falling, unfortunately, for XiaoShuai before getting a Plague off. I mean, there's no counter to these Reavers. These 2 Reavers are going to be able to just kill all of the Ultras, all of the Zerglings for free.
Yeah, I love it. I love seeing the Reavers mixed in with the army. And there it is, just GG. So, Qiao, he's 2-0, dude. I thought XiaoShuai was actually going to be the favorite here, but not the case.
Yeah, definitely not the case, man. I'm a little shocked by that one, especially at least the first game, right? XiaoShuai had a pretty solid lead, I'd say, going into it. I didn't feel that at all this game. I felt like there was no lead for XiaoShuai. QiaoGege just kind of had the game buttoned up from start to finish. It was nuts. Yeah, it was really cool. The drops, man. The drops were really the big determining factor for me, right? Those storm drops, the zealot drops inside the main, it's really where he found a lot of his damage.
Yeah, the storms just sealed the deal, shutting down those eco lines. And now what do you do at XiaoShuai? Because I feel like game 1 he played like how I imagined XiaoShuai to play with the Hydras and the Mutas. And now he played a completely different style, which, by the way, last week did get wins versus QiaoGege. I remember him playing Ling Lurker on Odyssey. So now I've played both of my well-known styles. Neither of them worked. What do I do now? And now it's also QiaoGege's pick. I think it is, at least. It's Vermeer, right?
Yeah, it's Vermeer. Big 4-player map. I mean, every base has a gas base. You know, this is like the quintessential map, I feel like, for the season. And so both these players at least going to have a ton of experience on it. But I really don't know what you're thinking if you're XiaoShuai right now. As you said, you've shown off 2 of your builds here. One that you've used in a previous series against, you know, one of the stronger competitors, and that couldn't even quite do it for you. So yeah, I don't know, man. He's gonna have to rally. I'd like to see more Muta personally. He obviously has very good Muta control. It was kind of his, you know, his best trait in the first game of this series. So yeah, maybe with the right view to play, right opportunities, he might be able to turn things around here. But so far, man, it's all been QiaoGege.
Yep, and we are about to get into game 3. Qiao is up 2-0. Can he close it out?
And spawning top left as the blue Zerg, it is XiaoShuai.
And in the bottom left, 1 game away, it is QiaoGege. Right,
So
machine.
right off the bat, yeah, vertical positions. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like XiaoShuai going to get that first scout off with the Overlord. But yeah, I still think good positions for a game 3 here.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, if Zerg does not get first scouted here, like let's say the probe goes bottom right, do you think XiaoShuai needs to risk it here and go like 12 hatch? Because right now, this overpool where he's building 2 lings, it's not working. Like, it's not doing anything. QiaoGege just doesn't care. So, does he need to go for something different in terms of openers?
You can take that risk. I don't know if needs to is really, if he truly needs to, but man, why not, right? You've shown the same thing 2 games in a row. They're likely going to expect it. I think a 12 hatch or an 11 hatch here would be great. I like 11 hatch just because of how prevalent 9 gate openers are. It's not. It's going to be the same overpool again. Little concerning, but I think it's because it's game 3. He has to win this one. Why lose to some ridiculous proxy gate or something unorthodox here? But yeah, honestly, from what you were asking earlier, yeah, you probably should have just gone for like a hatch first, given it's 4-player map.
Yeah, and he would have gotten away with it this time, but that's of course, in retrospect. Now, this is a 4-player map, so Qiao doesn't get the, free scout off on Butter or the, 50-50 scout on Silford, but I am a little surprised to see that it is a gateway opener, not because gateway's uncommon or that it's not effective, but if I'm winning every game so far with a Forge opener, I would have probably gone for it in game 3 until XiaoShuai showed me that he could stop it, but we are going to have the Zealot. And actually, this is going to be a double probe move out, maybe? Oh no, it's hidden back to bottom left.
Oh, drone getting a little bit of damage on that probe. But it looks like QiaoGege going to get just far enough away. Oh no, he was greedy! He only made 2 lings! Oh shoot. This is a little scarier than I thought. If you're XiaoShuai here, he's got to control this perfectly, because he's got 4 lings, but, the Zealot with the probe can kill that off, and he's already getting some delay damage done here on the 3rd base.
Yep. Really well done from XiaoShuai, and that Zealot is now going to have to micro to deal with these lings, but luckily for him it is only 2. That probe... Oh, wait, how's that a gap?
I don't know how that was a gap. That looked ridiculous. Wow, unfortunate there. I'm not sure how that was a gap, to be honest with you. He moved to the right of the probe somehow. Shoot. Oh well, does get only 1 ling in, not the biggest deal here. QiaoGege can defend, even if it's just probes, I think he holds, but it's a little annoying.
Yeah, he almost already killed that ling, so the ling would have basically done 0 damage, and meanwhile the probe is still alive, getting a lot of intel. He does need to get into the main to see if this is, Lair or Hydra Den, and he is going to get into the main now, and he also sees a decent amount more lings being built.
Yeah, 4 more lings are built here for XiaoShuai. Likely just going to try to kill off that probe and prevent any further scouting. Oh, actually even more lings being built at the natural. Looks like they're running over. There's no cannon. This is core before cannon.
Yep. And I think actually there is 1 cannon going up right now. Oh no, it's not.
I think QiaoGege obviously can still hold. He has 4 zealots, even if he has pulled just the 1 from the main. But I'm surprised that XiaoShuai is not even trying to work on the gateway or something.
Well, there's no speed. There's no speed on that ling, so it would be hard to get away with damage like that, right? Like, how can you run away?
Yeah. I meant the
Well,
ones outside the natural. Yeah.
Yeah, right here. And he does come in and poke a little bit, but speed is only halfway there, and 2 zealots or 3 or 4 zealots. You're just going to push that back. Stargate coming in. Lair's about done, so Spire's going to start.
Yep, Spire is down. Looks like worker counts are on 20 here. 21 now for XiaoShuai to 27 of QiaoGege.
Yep,
Pretty
Probe
even.
is still alive. How's that sucker still alive, man? He comes in full scout again. He's going to see the Spire timing. He'll realize that, hey, we've got basically an even Stargate Spire timing, so maybe I can get one Overlord, but not much more than that. That Ling is still alive, actually, and now that it has full health, he's confident that he can kill this Probe, and he almost does.
Yeah, it was very close. Zealots coming in to the natural here, but I think this is enough Lings.
Yeah, if this amount of Lings doesn't beat 4 Zealots, we need a patch. That's just crazy. Yeah, he gets massacred.
Yeah, all 4 fell pretty easily there. Ooh, looks like the Zergling did get cleaned up in the main, though. Citadel just about complete.
Yeah, that's an interesting Citadel placement. And even though we haven't seen him get punished for that placement just yet, you know, if there was a Hydra bust, all of a sudden that takes up the space of 2 cannons. That is...
I was going to say, I think he did that game 1 even as well, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. It's definitely unique. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to hide it from the Overlord in the main? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that could be the case.
But it's unique. I haven't seen that very often. Yeah.
Yes, there is moving out, and he has no kills, but the Scourge are out, so you need to get out of dodge, dude. And, okay, he's going to try and confirm what's going on, and he will see that Zerg is droning right now. So
Yeah, it's a ton of drones here out of XiaoShuai. Eco's looking great. Haven't seen a Hydrogen or Evo Chamber here yet, but we have that +1 armor on air so far. There we go. Evo Chamber is down. Both players just kind of scouting with their air units.
Yep, 6 hatch, and there's... Okay, he does fix those probes. And we do have weapon upgrade on the air for Protoss, meanwhile armor for XiaoShuai. And this time around, with the +1 weapon in the air, it seems like Xiao's definitely not going to skimp out on Corsairs. And I don't know when XiaoShuai completed his natural gas, but I do see he is mining it now, and he is starting to build up his Mutalisk.
Yeah, I like this adjustment from QiaoGege. He hasn't shown this yet, but at the same time, it's one of the more common builds. Going those +1 Corsairs. And if you can catch Zerg off guard, even just for one fight, and pick off all of the Muta, chase them down, attack moving, it's devastating. It can win you a game right off the bat.
And that's 3 Mutas, right? Like, I don't know what that's intended to do, but it is, I guess, at least freaking Xiao out right now because he's continuing to build more and more Corsairs. But it seems to be that actually XiaoShuai is transitioning into mass Hydras, so these Corsairs are not going to be helpful in that engagement. That is so many drones, dude. Like, he's already saturated 3 bases.
Yeah, he drones really, really hard sometimes, and if Protoss doesn't move out, it will pay off. So I think he could just kind of get away with murder here if Protoss doesn't end up going for this Corsair timing soon.
Yeah, and I think he is going to get away with murder, because remember, Protoss lost those 4 Zealots with that initial move out, basically for free. So Protoss can't be moving out right now, because look, it's 7 Zealots at 9 minutes. A lot of times you see Protoss moving out at 7 minutes with 7 Zealots. So he is way lacking in terms of the ground army right now. He is just now getting up his final gateways too.
Looks like a lot of Muta starting to move into the natural here. There's only 1 cannon at the bottom of the mineral line. Corsair pretty close by. A couple Templar as well.
And that is a ton of Scourge, like an absolute ton. And that could just signal that we're going to have a big Muta follow-up, but not the case. This is just a complete mind game, I imagine, because we've actually got Lurkers, and we've got the double Evolution Chamber coming in again, and also Queen's Nest, so it's going to be a Hive game.
Wow, crazy, man. I feel like he's just... his eco is just insane right here. I don't know. He's somehow got all of his tech up, good amount of Muta, Scourge, you know, already started Hydra production, has Lurker. It's like everything. It's very, very good for 10 minutes in the game.
Yeah, this is a really good mind game from Zerg. Make him think that I'm going Mass Air, and then actually I'm going Lurkers, and then, you know, Protoss can't attack into Lurkers, obviously. So this is just going to be allowing me time to get into my Hive with all my upgrades. So this is a cute play from XiaoShuai. I really like it, and we do have now almost 55 workers for both sides. Qiao with map control could consider taking top right or top middle.
Yeah, it looks like he's kind of going towards top middle. He's working on Hive Tech, though, and has no Overlord speed, so he will not be taking that base until he gets an Overlord over there.
Yep, drone almost got picked off, but instead he's going to reroute it to top right and probably take that base over there. Protoss is starting to get some good upgrades, but that Forge is actually going to get canceled, and that +1 armor or +2 armor, whatever it is quite far along, so that's a big win.
Yeah, there's a huge win there for XiaoShuai, so looking honestly like he's in a great position here in this game. I like the Spores. They're very early, but I do like, you know, the Spores, especially once Protoss does start trying to fight for map control here. You can kind of, you know, they can't just easily A move in, or they'll end up losing their Observer. Oh no! Looks like the drone of XiaoShuai going to fall at 12 o'clock though.
That's just going to stall it a little bit. Finally, Protoss is moving out onto the map. That's a lot of Zealots, but those Lings already have armor upgrades, so the +1 weapon is nullified. And we do have triple Evolution Chamber for Zerg, so actually he's going to go into massive upgrades really quickly versus a Protoss that just lost their Forge. So Protoss is really in a bad spot right now. I'm not sure exactly what he should do, because don't think he can attack. He's going to be attacking into Hive. But he also doesn't have the greatest unit comp, and also supplies are dead even, so I think he needs to start taking bases. But how are you going to hold bases versus Hive Tech?
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. And I mean, it's not just Hive Tech, it's so many Lurkers too. I mean, he's going to have that Crackling upgrade here in a second once again, and Templar count isn't the highest as well here for QiaoGege. So Cracklings will trade with, you know, Zealot and Dragoon all day, no problem.
Yeah, luckily for Qiao, all these bases have gas, so if he does stabilize 4 bases, he'll have 4 gas, which is obviously going to be great for Protoss. Now, I don't know if that was the move there, because he triggers all of the Scourge into the Sayers, and all of the Sayers die.
Yeah, I guess it just wasn't quite enough, especially with that armor upgrade, to be able to pick off those Scourge. So big pickup there from XiaoShuai.
Yeah, I think he was lacking just 1 Sayer, right? Like, once you have +1 weapon versus +1 armor, you're looking for 7 Sayers, and then they just mow down Scourge, whereas he just had 6. So a lot of those Scourge ended up connecting. I'm not sure exactly on the count, but regardless, that's a huge win. And the Zerg that's been on 3 gas for so long, we could actually see the Muta switch now, because he knows there's no counter to that.
Ooh, looks like a small force here from XiaoShuai, going to move around towards that 6 o'clock. Cannons aren't quite up yet, so this could be the perfect time to trade.
Zealots in position, though. Those Lings are heavily upgraded, and there are Hydras here, too. So you can see Qiao realizing that this base is about to die, instantly turns around. But this still may not be fast enough. The Lings could focus down the Nexus, and the Hydras could morph into Lurkers to buy time like that.
Yep. Yeah, good call. I mean, they just dish out so much damage. So yeah, Crackling's going to clear that base, and once again, QiaoGege's just stuck on 3 bases. Yeah, they're still doing damage now.
Look at the rally point of Zerg, dude. Look how much stuff is there.
Yeah,
do you see that?
Yeah. Looks like a fastest map or something.
Yeah, it does. He's just got so much stuff, and I saw that his weapon upgrade kicked in for the Link, so he's about to have +1 weapon across the board with +2 armor pretty soon versus Protoss that is just on +1 weapon, and he doesn't have any armor, doesn't have any shields at all.
and he's got Defiler Lurker on top of that. I mean, once the Dark Swarms start coming into play, all of these Dragoons are going to start doing nothing. I mean, don't even get me started about when he has Plague. This is going to be bad news bears here for QiaoGege.
Well, Chow's going for a counter, but he needs to actually get back to his base because his, oh my god, bottom middle, see you later. It's going to be 100% dead. And that's a massive lurker field, but I don't even think he could get past the Lings, actually.
Yeah, I don't think he could. Defiler just now showing up. Ooh, good storm, though, on quite a few lurkers and a Defiler, though.
Oh yeah. My god, all those zealots just run into their death, and now we have only goons left over versus lurkers under Dark Swarm, yet somehow the lurkers were not in position, and he does clean it up, but the problem is he lost his Nexus again.
And GG is called there, so XiaoShuai finally on the board after, a pretty solid game 3. That was bizarre, man. He just droned up to like 50 drones, at the immediate start of the game after deleting the first 4 zealots, and he had a pretty strong position there.
Yeah, I like the abuse of vision, really. You show Spire, hey, I'm building mutas. Here's 3 of them. Haha, you better build Corsairs, but actually I'm just droning like a madman. And that's what makes PvZ so hard, is you don't ever know what they're doing. Like, it's not like you're playing Protoss versus Terran. You see 8 factories. Oh, am I worried about Marine Medic? Well, obviously not, because there's no barracks, right? But it's so hard to figure out what Zerg is doing, and by the time he figured it out, Zerg's just so massively ahead, so it was really well done.
Yeah, it absolutely was. Really well done from XiaoShuai. Still got to see some good meter control from him, and he's kept himself in this one. You know what that means, Nyoken? We get to see our Nemesis game.
I know, man. And the only game that was a Zerg win, I think, like I said before, is the Nemesis game of Sziky. And that game was insane. Like, he had a Jaedong moment where half his units were stuck behind those assimilators. It came down to the wire. I don't know why Zerg would ever pick this map, because Protoss has just been dominating it. It went all the way back to the round of 24. Protoss was dominating it. Raz got like 2 victories there. They weren't close at all. He just crushed.
Yep, absolutely. But he picked it for a reason, right? And that Sziky comeback showed us like some incredible things can really be done on this map for Zerg. So I'm excited, man. I personally like playing Nemesis. So we'll have to see what XiaoShuai comes up with here. The thing that kind of makes it unique is I think we're good. But the thing that kind of makes it unique is you can kind of, as Zerg, funnel Protoss into only really attacking a single base early, right? Zerg's used to trying to defend 3 different bases, so you can reduce that to just 1 and, kind of greed from it. It could put Zerg in a strong position early on. But obviously Protoss can do the same.
I actually think now that we've seen the Silford game and now that we've seen the Vermeer game, I think XiaoShuai has kind of tipped his hand that he's going to play more hive, more defensive. And because of that, what I want to see here from Qiao is I want to see the normal opener, of course, but then I want to see him rush Reaver. The reason I say that is if you do a strong Reaver push timing into Mass Sunken, Mass Lurker, whatever it is, and it's Drone Man behind it, well, you actually got to have units to kill the Reaver. And even if you have units, you're going to be running into Serge, be running into potentially Speed Shuttle. So that's what I really want to see, because I do think hardcore that XiaoShuai is going to be defending massively like we just saw in Vermeer, and Reaver is really good into that.
Yeah, Reaver obviously great on that. Great on a map like Nemesis as well, right? You almost treat it like an island map in some ways. So being able to, get off those powerful drops onto like a Zerg 3rd or 4th base that's difficult for them to defend can be strong, as well as, like you're saying, if he's going for that defensive hive play, ends up just being static man, putting down a bunch of spores, sunkens, hatchery blocks, and you can clear all that with a couple Reavers, it can absolutely just win you a game. We'll have to see if that's what he opts for here.
Yep.
as we said, Nemesis. But yeah, looks like our players are ready, folks. It's going to be QiaoGege versus XiaoShuai, game number 4. Let's jump into it. And spawning top left as the green Protoss, it is QiaoGege.
And in the bottom left, finally striking back, it is XiaoShuai. And I already see XiaoShuai going to get a lucky Overlord Scout going directly to QiaoGege's main.
Yeah, it's great on this map because Protoss is so unlikely to, send the probe in that direction, try to scout, the mid-left base in this position. And there, you have that very easy to scout with Cliff over the top of your opponent's natural for Zerg. It's great for Zerg in this position, so he's got to be feeling pretty good.
Yep, and that probe is going to find Zerg in the first position. So again, a lucky scout from Qiao, and it's going to be another forced overpool or 12 pool or something from XiaoShuai.
Yeah, probably an overpool given every other game we've seen, right? Oh, don't tell me.
He was banking for it. He was banking for the hatch. Oh, he scouted. Look at this. No, stay on the outskirts, man. Stay on the outskirts. Make this guy.
He is.
Oh, no,
okay.
he showed himself now. Okay, well, at least he forced a 12 pool now, and that means he can now get away with Nexus first machine.
Yeah, you hate to see that if you're Zerg. Oh, man. This is, big damage already from QiaoGege.
Okay, actually,
he can chase that down.
Actually, he's not going to risk it. Well, he's going to at least be able to go Forge Nexus Cannon again. So he'll have a great opener, and Zerg does not have the money. So, oh, Drone got the first shot off. Can't believe my eyes.
Yeah, it did happen. Oh, Probe with some really good control, though, trying to disrupt the shooting. But that hatchery does eventually go down here for XiaoShuai. Looks like third drone moving towards the 6 o'clock location as well.
Yep, and there is the pool finishing, but all the larvae got used, and he's going to spot that. But he didn't know when the pool actually finished, so he does need to confirm that it's 3 drones, and he does, but does not actually go gate first. So this is, again, just going to be a safe opener from him, and the gas is going to come in, so it is just a normal opener so far.
Looks like XiaoShuai is opting to take the other natural. That's almost a dead giveaway that this is, once again, going to be that Hive Tech kind of opener.
Yeah, I really do think, or really did think that it was going to be Hive opener, just simply because of how he was playing the last 2 games, and now Protoss really needs to find it. He needs to know that, okay, unlike the previous games, this guy's actually going for split map. And the probe is already kind of low health, so may not actually be able to find it.
Yeah. I mean, the probe usually would expect to scout 6 o'clock here, so I assume he's going to go there first. At least on this map, it's kind of easier for probes to maneuver around than most maps. But yeah, he's going to go straight for it.
Well, this is an interesting move, right? He's going to scout that this guy's going split map, but this is a Hydra Den. So this is going to be like a 9-7-3 again, but the third hatch is going to be all the way across the map.
Yeah, that's a little odd, but because obviously the bottom right hatchery not going to be able to rally as quickly to Protoss's natural. But if it goes unscouted, man, I mean, Hydras are strong.
Are they?
So,
Are they
yeah.
strong machine?
Yeah, I mean, I've won many a game with just surprise Hydras.
Well, oh my gosh, that probe gets in. Are you serious?
Wow, so this is going to get scouted. I'm not sure what that's going to prompt from both players here, right? Yeah, it looks like Hydra speed's still being researched. We're still seeing a few drones here, but I think that's fine given the opener. Stargate down inside the main for QiaoGege. And we're seeing XiaoShuai starting to back off with those overlords.
Well, he's going to need to confirm that this is 9-7-3 because despite seeing it, last game we know that he showed Mutas and Scourge and it ended up not being really that at all. So For now, there is just 2 cannons. I think that's the right move. Maybe even go into a 3rd cannon. But after that, just evaluate what's going on with your Sair. So far, okay, there's the first Hydra coming in. So again, straight Robo Machine. Is this the legendary Sair Reaver?
I think it is, man. Did you call this? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. It's a great call. You've seen the Hydra Den in the main. It's 973, and you know in general this guy likes to play Hive Tech, has that bottom right base. Reaver is absolutely the way to go here. Wow, he just called it instantly too. That was, I mean, such a good read here from QiaoGege.
Yeah, and the Sair's going to be able to scout across the map and see exactly what's going on. I think 4 cannons is more than enough to hold at least the initial stages. And as I also pointed out, the 3rd hatch is so far away that I don't think that this was going to be a bust. I think this was just going to be, you know, forced cannons and then macro out of it, and that's exactly what we're seeing. It's just rallied Hydra out of these 2 hatches, and the 3rd hatch just pumping drones.
I'm a little surprised he showed the Robo support bay, but...
Did he spot it?
I mean, it's right there. If he moves in on those cannons, he'll see it. But, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to jump on it, though. But also, I didn't think he was going to jump on it in the Butter game. So, I guess he could. And now that the Sair is seeing Zerg drone up, yeah, he cancels that cannon. But he still doesn't know if Zerg is constantly building Hydras out of his other 2 hatches. But regardless, he's going to have the Reaver anyway. So, I don't think that's a big threat.
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, once that Reaver's up, that's your whole defense. You don't need Templar, you know, he's not going to need any additional cannons. Ooh, nice! Pick up on a free Overlord in the main, though.
Yeah.
He's going to just basically see gateways, which is what you'd expect to see anyways, Zerg.
Yeah, and that Zergling did run in, but he may have actually spotted it because he's, well, you know, okay, he canceled. I think that was a cancel, right? Burrow is good versus Hydras, but often... even when I play Zerg, I sometimes miss hotkey, whatever the Burrow upgrade is, and I think that was a cancel, not because he saw Reaver. But here we go, he's moving in.
Moves in. Great job getting on top of those cannons, but I mean he's got a Reaver, so yeah. I feel like that is exactly what he needs to hold here. Lair just about to complete. But I mean, he got that Burrow upgrade, like you said, so early that I almost feel like he had this read before. You really like to go Burrow versus Shuttle Reaver Sair as Zerg here. So if he gets these Hydras into a good position in his main and is able to Burrow them, picks this Shuttle off, it's a really easy way for XiaoShuai to get a win here.
Well, I love... You know, I called it before the game started. I would love to see the Reaver bust, and he's not going the Sair Reaver. Yes, technically he has 1 Sair, but Sair Reaver is, you know, tens, tons of Sairs comboed with Reavers. But this is more what I was imagining. It's going to be 6 gate with Reaver support, and right now, XiaoShuai really just doesn't have a good counter to this. Mass Goon supporting the Reaver is going to be nuts. It's going to be so hard to actually get onto the Reaver.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's very, very difficult to deal with for Zerg here. We're seeing him trying to prepare for that drop, but I guess you're right. It's just not even gonna come. He's got so many Hydras burrowed in the main, and QiaoGege knows if he were to go for a timing like that, it would just end up being such a risk. It's not worth it.
Yeah, and this is a bust. This is not for harassing with the Reaver.
Oh, Chow is the drones.
Oh, did he build more? Yeah, he just shot up to 37.
Yeah, he just built a huge round of drones. So it's exactly what we've been saying. We're expecting this almost from XiaoShuai, and there should be a timing here. Oh no!
He missed it.
He missed
what?
it, unfortunately.
I can't believe he missed it. Okay, well maybe it was a bait. Forces the Reaver in an awkward position. Speed kicks in though. Oh, the Hydras! What are you doing? Oh, is he out of there? No, he's forced to unload.
Oh,
what was that?
What was that?
Okay. At least it got a kill. Like, I would have been so angry if I was Protoss. Like, I target the drone and it goes and shoots a sunken, but then doesn't even shoot the sunken either.
Yeah, it just shot way past all of the units. That was kind of hilarious. Oh man. Still though, big damage. I think that was worth it for QiaoGege, honestly. He knows his opponent has Burrow now. He was able to get some good eco damage. But yeah, he's going to need to go for that bust style here soon.
I think it's worth if he's... I don't know if that was worth now, because it's taking so long for him to get another shuttle out that look
True.
at Zerg's econ. It's crazy. It's now at 50 as 6 hatch production. If he had just used double Reaver with the first shuttle, I think it's totally different. He would have had potential ability to bust, but now they're just gonna have so much econ. He can even muta switch into this. I realize there's a billion goons right now, but he has 3 gas mining.
Yeah, he's got 3 gas mining. I mean, look at the Zerg's eco. He's just producing more, like at any point right now.
It was 36 to 26 a moment ago. Now it's 36 workers to 47. So QiaoGege must win with this attack. This is not one of those games where I kill a hatchery or I maybe even kill the natural. I don't even know if that's good enough. He's got to actually win the game with this.
Yeah, he does. We're seeing no mining going on of the natural gas here for QiaoGege. There's no observer, remember?
Oh my gosh. He's going to get the shuttle and he's going to get the Reaver. Oh, he got one of them. Did not get the shuttle.
That was still a big pickup. Just the solo Reaver there from QiaoGege. Oh no, man. Big surround coming in here from XiaoShuai as well.
He missed the timing. And now it's just Zerg's going to catapult into this huge lead. He's already almost even in supply. If we have a muta switch here, there's no chance in the world that Protoss can win anymore. But I don't even think he can win on the ground anymore. Zerg just has so many Hydras.
There's not a ton of units over here.
Well, for now, but there's also no Reaver here.
You're right. No Reaver here. Not enough Zealots. It's just pure Dragoon. This is just a missed window, like you're saying.
Yep, and now that Zerg recognizes that he's eliminated the main threat, which was the Reaver, well, he's got 4 bases. He can do whatever he wants. He, of course, doesn't know that Chao cut this much, but regardless, this is just an amazing position for Zerg to be in.
If you're Protoss, do you think you just back up? Do you just try to take a third, try to take a fourth?
I think you just continue to all in this. I don't think you can transition out of this. I think we're too far along for that. And we, again, another burrow here that went unseen. And he could literally just snipe this Reaver. Here it is. Does he get it? No, not yet at least.
So close.
Mutas are out.
Yeah, mutas are out. Mutas are gonna really help shut down the shuttle Reaver.
Yep, and okay, he's gonna catch a lot of Hydras here in the middle of the map. That's great for him. Where's that Reaver though? He's going back to his main to pick up a second one. So Protoss' army is still quite scary. He's down almost 10 workers. He's up 25 supply. So that's basically like a 35 supply advantage for him. Also, mutas are heavy in supply, but when you have goons in this sheer amount of numbers, maybe this is enough goons to keep the mutas at base. Also, there's no lurkers. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, he's gonna catch it.
No! Not like this! Oh my gosh! And that means that Protoss is mega all in. This is what it all comes down to. I think the Hydras and mutas and Sunken combo is just too much.
Yeah, just too many units. Nice flank going on here from XiaoShuai. It's a lot of muta even just by itself. I think the muta would be able to fight very well here by themselves just against this Dragoon comp, but this is likely going to be it. GG is called there from QiaoGege, and now we have a tied up series all of a sudden. Man.
Yeah, what looked like a series that was made for QiaoGege, all of a sudden it's tied up, man. And even though I like the Reaver play, I think he had opportunities to win with it, just the timing was off. And you can't miss timings when you're at this level. You just can't do it. Like, you're just never going to be able to recover from that point.
Yeah, you really can't. I like the thought though, right? We were saying it going into it. Reaver play does, timings are kind of the way to beat this early hive tech kind of turtle style Zerg, but just couldn't quite get the units grouped at the right time, felt like. So still good effort. And yeah, with that, we are gonna go down to the game 5 of this best of 5. It's gonna be epic.
Yeah, and it is going to be Powerbomb. We know that QiaoGege vetoed Circuit Breakers, probably because of that high ground at the third base. Also, the third base is a mineral only. But Powerbomb is kind of similar. You know, it's completely open. There is a close base that has a gas, but it's farther away than the mineral only. So an interesting choice that he ended up picking Powerbomb, because I think Circuit Breakers is quite similar. But this is going to be our first Powerbomb game in quite a while, man. You like Zerg on this map?
I like Zerg for the same reasons that I like Silford, right? You know, there's high ground third bases, there's you know, natural distance, natural is pretty good for early aggression. You know, whether that's just your first 6 lings, whether that's you know, 973 or something like that, it can be good, and drop play is good. I think we're going to run into a similar situation as to Silphid, though. I don't think it's good for early Hive Tech Zerg vs Protoss, unless you're able to somehow hold the other mains natural, which is not an easy task.
Yeah, I do know that some Zerg players take that high ground third base, you know, that's kind of near your base, kind of in between, and they do turtle there, so that could also be a base that XiaoShuai takes. But yeah, it is going to be hard to go into Hive Tech, I agree, so we may actually see 973 man, like we just saw a moment ago.
Yeah, which, I mean, also wouldn't be a bad call, right? But yeah, it's just not a great map in particular for that Hive style play that's so reliant upon a 4th base, you know, being able to hold a 4th base. But yeah, we'll have to see how XiaoShuai adjusts to that. Yeah, this should be good.
Yeah, and it all comes down to this epic way to start the round of 6. We've got a best of 5 that comes down to the wire. It looks like it's going to be a 3-0. Then nope, we strike back.
Nope.
And it's 2-2. And now, like I said, we're getting Powerbomb, which we haven't seen many games of. I really want to know what QiaoGege opens with, because it's the first time he lost with a Forge opener. He's denied XiaoShuai a 12 hatch every single game. But last game was actually the first game where you saw XiaoShuai want to go for 12 hatch. So I am curious what the opener is going to be, whether it's going to be Gate Expand or Forge Expand.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as well. I'll tell you, I want to see his Forge expand. That's kind of where my bias is at. It's been going so well for him. Why not, right? A Forge expand, especially in a 5-game series, going down to the 5th game, you're not going to lose to anything ludicrous. I just always love the opener, personally. But yeah, with that, with this screen, folks, both of our players are ready to get down to the final game here on Powerbomb. XiaoShuai facing off against QiaoGege. And spawning top right of Powerbomb as the blue Zerg, it is XiaoShuai.
Yep, and in the bottom middle, our pink Protoss, it is QiaoGege. And like you were saying, the mains are quite open, so we could see some drop play, and I really like the angle for QiaoGege. If he has another Reaver opener, that's going to be another area that XiaoShuai has to be very weary of, because there's direct access into the main, and it's very wide open. We do have low ground pylon going up, of course, and he's going back to the main, and every time we've seen this, it's been a gateway.
Yeah, it's pretty common here with the gateway opener, so it looks like he, you know, maybe feels a little bit stronger about the gate open. Wonder if this could even be like a Nexus first or something.
I think that'd be very risky, but it could be.
It's not a gate opener. It's either a Forge or a Nexus, it looks like.
Yeah, at this point it has to be the Forge or the Nexus. He may be thinking that, okay, last game XiaoShuai finally wanted to go for the 12 hatch, so he probably wants to go for it again. And that probe actually, to me, looks like it's going to be... I don't know, he didn't build the 12th one, so is it a Nexus? Well, Machine, unfortunately, this series might be over.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it could be... It's going to be... Yeah, very close. He might just need to, like, pull all his probes or something. But this could be very scary here for QiaoGege.
Well,
I mean, we've also only seen Zerg made, like, 2 lings at the start.
Yeah,
oh!
That's what I was thinking. Is it's gonna be 4 lings for now. Is Protoss or Zerg is really not built lings at all, so he could be factoring that also. But unfortunately for him, Zerg sees it. But cannons build quite quickly, and Xiao really cut a lot for this. This was an 11 Nexus, 11 Forge. I could see a world where this actually gets up. He puts up a gateway for a semi-wall. If he can pull like 4 probes sitting in an arc, he can deal a lot of damage. And XiaoShuai's building a lot of lings here. I actually think that the probe intercepts these lings, and maybe he can get probes in position. But he needs to go now if he's going to get them in position, which he didn't, and he misses the Overlord, or misses the lings.
What? No, not like this, man. Come on. What are you doing?
Whoa, it's still done. It's still done, but it's 6 lings. It's not 2. Oh, no. Probes are here, but they're not next to the cannon. And that means that this cannon is going to die. Okay, well, that was an amazing surround. But still, 1 survives, but there's more coming.
Oh, no. All he had to do was put 2 probes in that wall, and he had this.
Oh, my gosh. And he focuses on the cannon that was not canceled, machine. Now we're losing probes left and right.
Yeah, this is just all XiaoShuai at this point. I mean, these Zerglings are going to continue to pour across the map here. He's going to be able to pick off, continue picking off these probes. There's no way a cannon gets up at this pylon.
No, there is no way, but the Zealot is out. However, he's losing tons of probes. But if we look at XiaoShuai's supply, why is he still supply blocked at 18? He has no... Okay, he's transitioning this into a ling all-in. Well, it's not necessarily an all-in because he has 3 hatches. Oh my gosh, there's 4 lings in the main. So even though a cannon is going to get up, he's going to be able to backstab that. And we've got a situation where Nexus is under threat.
Yeah, Nexus is under some serious threat. There's not a ton of mining going on at the natural. At least this cannon's going to get up.
That was... Oh my god, no, you can't do... What happened to the Zealot? Did it die? No, there he is.
He just walked off the wall, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh.
Zealot's going inside the main here.
This is so awkward. The probe drill was really good, but now we've got 2 Zealots versus 9 lings. 2 Zealots don't win that, but comboed with probes, I guess they could win. We finally see XiaoShuai transitioning out of this. We see a first few couple of drones being produced. Oh, the stutter step micro, really good. Can 2 Zealots win this?
He might be able to.
Oh my god.
Insane, man. Insane. Wow, I can't believe that they ended up living there. We are seeing XiaoShuai transition, though. I mean, drones are being built at all 3 bases, finally. But still, what a nice hold there from QiaoGege. I think a lot of players would have given up as soon as the first cannon fell.
Yeah, this is a situation that you don't recover from, so it was a really good hold. The problem now is, even though XiaoShuai built so many lings, look at the worker count. Zerg is still up workers. Also, he has 3 bases. So what do you do in this scenario as Protoss? Do you try and harass? Well, if you harass, there go your Zealots. And, you know, Zerg just drones even harder. So really tough situation. We see the Hydrogen coming in, so he's going to pressure the natural again, try and knock down that forging gate.
Yeah, it looks like QiaoGege scouting that 3rd base, seeing the Hydrogen, fortunately enough. Oh, Zealot getting surrounded, though, in the main from QiaoGege.
Yep, and I think the 973, maybe it doesn't do the killing blow, but it's essentially going to give the killing blow simply because Protoss Econ is so far down in the dumps. Meanwhile, Zerg, you know, can just explode out of that. And I think this is a smart move to instantly go Citadel, but what does Citadel get you here? Like, yes, you're going to have speed, but you don't have any money to put down 3-4 gates. I don't even know if you have the money to get Templars and Storm.
I think that's what he's going for. I think with that second gas, he's just going to try to hope to go, okay. See, this would be a way to get back in it if there wasn't lings heading straight to the base. But yeah. I like the attempt. You know what I mean? Like, a few cannons get up on the top of that ramp and suddenly he's able to hold another base. That would be big.
Oh my gosh, he almost missed it. I think this was actually for proxy DT to try and catch Zerg off guard with the fast Templar rush. But yeah, if he can in there also, he could have potentially taken an Nexus, but that would have been so hard to defend. We do have the Templar Archive coming up, and we've just got Cannon Man being spammed out, but just now the 3rd and 4th gateways are going up.
Yeah, it looks like the 4th hatchery, 5th hatchery being produced here from XiaoShuai as well. Hydralisk starting to poke away at that gateway, and yeah, going to shoot the forge as well. So that's going to force QiaoGege to make another forge inside the main.
Yeah, and even though XiaoShuai doesn't know what's going on in the main or what the probe count is, if you see that Protoss wasn't upgrading their forge at all, you know that Protoss econ is just wrecked, because that's a super cheap upgrade. If you can't even afford 100, that tells you how far behind Protoss is. We still have low or somewhat low drone count for XiaoShuai, but now that he's going to knock down the gate and the forge, he'll be able to transition out of this, especially with his 5 hatch production. But actually, he's just going for the killing blow. This is a lot of Hydras being pumped out.
Yeah, there's no storm yet for QiaoGege here. It is a good amount of cannons, to be fair. And at least this game, QiaoGege rushed straight for that storm. So once these Templar have the energy, he should have the storm he needs to hold this.
Yep, but he needs about 30 more seconds for that upgrade. So if Zerg strikes right now, this game may be over. And this is what it all comes down to. Does Zerg have enough to bust through? If they don't, Chow will stabilize the game. Hydras pop the first cannon, second cannon gonna fall, 3rd, 4th, and 5th cannon all gonna fall. And even if Storm is gonna kill the Hydras, you gotta have supporting cast, and we just don't have any. There it is, GG, and XiaoShuai with the reverse.
Yeah, man, the reverse all kill after QiaoGege had, such a good start to the series. I mean, he played well in general, but man, XiaoShuai coming out on top here in the round of 6.
Yeah, after the first 2 games, I had high hopes that Chow was just going to make it through, but XiaoShuai with the great counterplay on Nemesis, that was amazing. Silford, did he win Silford?
He lost Silford, but he won Vermeer.
Yeah, Vermeer was the one I was thinking about, where he just had so many units, absolute perfection, and then unfortunately Chow, every game you run into an overpool with a forge opener or gateway opener, and then the final game you get greedy and you go for the 12 Nexus, or actually technically an 11 Nexus, and get punished instantly.
He had it. That's the weirdest part. If he just had 2 probes in that wall, man, he still wins. But oh well, so it goes, man. QiaoGege had quite a great run this season of BSL, man. We wanted to keep counting him out, and he's still, just continued to surprise a lot of folks here. So really looking forward to seeing him again the next BSL.
Yeah, and this does set us up for a pretty epic next round match, which is going to be Sziky versus XiaoShuai. I feel like they played, well, of course they played in the round of 8, but I think, didn't XiaoShuai win that series? Yeah, he won 2-1 over Sziky.
Which is so surprising, because Sziky has incredible ZVZ in the foreign scene. I mean, he doesn't drop series to just about anybody. So, that says a lot here for XiaoShuai. 2-1, Sziky, obviously, I still think it's going to be quite close between those two. I would be hard-pressed to say that, XiaoShuai would be the favorite there. But he absolutely has already shown he can take a series off Sziky. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to see how that one goes.
Yeah, and you know what's funny, Machine? We could have a situation where the round of 6, the very bottom seed, could go all the way, because XiaoShuai beat Sziky, XiaoShuai beat Dewalt, XiaoShuai beat Bonyth. The only person he didn't beat here is Mihu. So if he somehow comes up with a counter to Mihu's play, I'm a believer from the bottom seed going the distance, because his ZVP obviously top notch, and we know his ZVZ is incredible. The real question is, does he have what it takes to take down the monster, which is Mihu?
I mean, if there is a weakness, Sziky maybe kind of showing a little bit of that in the previous series against Mihu as well, right? It's not like Mihu is just indomitable TVZ. He's quite good. No one would argue he isn't, easily one of the best of the best here. There's a reason why he's made it so far. But yeah, you could still see a player the caliber of XiaoShuai taking a series off Mihu as well. So yeah, it's kind of interesting you brought that one out. But yeah, there it is, folks. This was our only series for the day. So Definitely make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow so we can tune into that epic Zerg vs. Zerg action. But yeah, before we go, we'd love to thank our Patreons here, folks. At the Bombastic General level, $100 a month, we have Starlover and Nyoken, Big Bad Nyoken here. At the Bombastic Colonel level, $50 a month, we have Striker, Believe in Zero, My Fleeting Dream, Verrev, and Hashed Fuzzy. Thank you all so much. At the Major level, $30 a month, we have Tim, Cause, Tupacalypse, Robert Groot, and Yentek. Thank you. And at the General level, we have Suricata, On My Way, Gordon Bradley, KJ, Daniel Lopez, LML, Machine, Quark, Steven Robertson, Mr. Cat, Andre Nicolescu, I'm going to say, and Duvaz as well. So thank you all so much for each of your contributions. Looks like we're getting more and more contributors week over week. So thank you all so much for every contribution, big and small. It's still, it all helps the BSL continue. So thank you.
Yep, and for those of you that didn't see the announcement, tomorrow's games are going to be pushed back 1 hour, and you don't want to forget that, because with it being ZVZ, if you're not here within the first hour, there's a real chance that the whole series is over in like 20 minutes. So definitely mark your calendar that it is going to be 1 hour later than usual, and they're going to be exciting games, so you definitely don't want to miss them.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. Sziky, I'll watch him all day, every day. XiaoShuai always makes it exciting, as we just saw. And yeah, ZVZ, man, you don't get to see a lot of high caliber ZVZ action here in the foreign scene, so definitely looking forward to it. But yeah, folks, just want to thank you all for tuning in once again here. Keep watching us commentate. Keep watching these great series these players put together here for us. Thanks, again to Zero for making this all happen, and thanks once again, Dan, for commentating with me, buddy. Good to see you, man.
Yep, it was fun, and I look forward to seeing you guys all tomorrow with an epic ZVZ with these two guys right here.